Hey guys, and welcome to the beautiful madness of the Warhammer universe. I'm a Rubber Duck War, and today we have a mythical yet glorious battle between the mighty forces of Slaanesh and Grand Cathay, both going for definitely very different strategies, in fact polar opposites. A mad rush style of play from Slaanesh up against the defensive box formation of Grand Cathay. This is for Poland, with his first replay on the channel from Warhammer 3. Obviously, he was a staple in Warhammer 2, and it's great to see the champ is back. So let's delve into this battle. I'll in slow-mo and quickly go through the builds. We have a bucket ton of Marauders. Marauders Slaanesh, Hell Scourgers on the left, load of basic ones through the middle, and some more Hell Scourgers on the right-hand side. These Marauders love a cheeky bump and grind. Unlike the majority of Slaanesh units, they don't mind sticking around and getting in nice, close, and personal with the enemy in good old grindy fights. We have a couple of Seeker Chariots as well. Interested to see how they perform. They're pretty buggy, but they don't do that much damage. They kind of do their job a bit too well. They shove over the enemies in loads of different directions, but therefore don't do the damage because you can't hurt the enemies which are on the ground. But I can see their viability up against Grand Cathay, able to push over and drive into the enemy gun lines. Couple of Furies up in the skies on either flank. It looks like we do have the mighty Nakari once again being brought on the battlefield. Love to see him in action, coming in with all the usual buffs you would expect. And on the far side, we also have some Hellstriders mixed in there with the Furies. So pretty cool stuff. Grand Cathay going for a very defensive turtle build. They have pondered along and the animal kingdom and which animal they best think represents them, and it is going to be the good old turtle here. The slow and steady shall win the race. Load of halberds make up the main battalion and battle line. Some more peasantry in the back line just to add a bit more numbers and keep the rear secure, and double Celestial Dragon Guard, which is something I'm a massive fan of. They're not that great, but they look cool, and that's what I love, these good old epic battles where you see Dragon Guard surrounded by the enemies, making a desperate last stand, brother to brother. A couple of crossbowmen in the back, as well as a double Grand Cannon, which can do some really lovely damage. They've got some lovely sound effects when they shoot. And we have Zhao Ming coming in with some pretty cool spells. Not the usual stuff. Oh, hell yeah. We don't have Final Transmutation for once. Instead, Constellation of the Dragon and Dragon Breath shall be his poisons of choice. Without further ado, let's get this battle underway. You can see the Great Cannons instantly beelining for those Seeker Chariots. A nice attempted Jukes coming in from the Slaanesh player, but a tad too slow there. And the Grand Cannons, they zip those cannonballs across the battlefield rather quickly and do some quite punishing damage value there. And you can see the yin and yang is going to be fully in effect, buffing up all these troops. That's the main bonus here, being in such a tight formation, because like cannon shots are now going to line up on the second unit of Seeker Chariots, really trying to get them off the field, realizing perhaps they've got a bucket ton of potential to get into the enemy back line and just mess things up a little bit too much. But they're certainly being punished right now. Seeker Chariots going down quickly. You see some of the corpses already on the ground. Furies flying high in the skies are going to drop down there. Looks like they're focusing down the crossbowmen rather than the Grand Cannon. That is going to move the Celestial Dragon Guard forward. You have the Masters of Alchemy pops on right now, buffing their stats quite nicely as more Furies descend from the skies, and the front lines are about to clash into each other once more, lads, into the bloodshed and carnage for Slaanesh and all the gods of evil. Charging in, the halberds will be trying their best to get a big Dragon Breath come down the line, do some huge damage to Marauders of Slaanesh. Really impressive that. And the back line is an absolute flustercluck now. Chaos Furies are in the deep there with Nakari and Seeker Chariots roving where possible. We have one unit kept in reserve. Looks like some Furies who need to get their butts moving, but apart from that, cavalry starting to swoop in, and a lot of the units which were starting to run away for Grand Cathay are getting caught here, with the Hellstriders zipping in and jumping on top of the Jade Warriors, shutting them down. Furies doing a decent job with the Marauders as well, grinding their way through the front and secondary battle line. Nakari is in the mix, trying to mess it up for the mighty Zhao Ming, who's doing some lovely attack animations. I don't think he wants to take on the Great Demon one-on-one. Furies are getting beat back though. Looks like Celestial Dragon Guard are holding firm and dealing with the enemy relatively well. A whip crack of the whip is going to slap down there on the Jade Warrior. Halberds doing some nice damage. Cavalry's been used really effectively, just bouncing around, never sticking anywhere too long, and is really starting to bring the pain. We've got some more Marauders on the arrival. Marauders of Slaanesh and Hell Scourgers are arriving, pushing around the main engagement and starting to shut down the Jade Warriors. More Fire Breath coming down that front line is really helping out massively though. Zhao Ming being a beast, only 17 kills on him so far, but lovely HP damage. Marauders are suffering, and it looks like the peasants and halberds just about holding on, but a lot of the range potential for Grand Cathay is getting shut down. One cannon is still active, as well as some Jade Warrior crossbowmen, and they are focusing down Nakari relatively well, and he's getting a little bit beat up here, not having the best of days. Zhao Ming cackling, munching on some warpstone and giving himself some superpowers. A whip crack once again from Nakari of his whip is going to hit the Jade Warriors as more Hellstriders smooch into the back. Lovely slow-mo push in Riders of Slaanesh, ride for Ruin, ride for Wrath, and a Red Dawn. Unfortunately for them, the Dragon Guard are going to hold the line, and they're dispatching the enemy with beautiful efficiency. Yeah, you don't want to keep your cavalry in there for too long. The Kari is on support, though, and a lot of the Cathay forces are being forced back. Bounce power massively in Cathay favour, however, as the halberds do eventually start drawing back to the enemy, but a lot of crossbowmen are getting overwhelmed as well. It's been a real aggressive play so far from the Slaanesh player. Another fire breath coming in is really helping out the infantry of Grand Cathay. Been super impressed with Zhao Ming's performance all round, up to 54 kills so far. And let's summon the dragon and let loose the wrath of our vengeance. Should be going after Nakari here, who's doing a fantastic job sniping himself through, doing a lovely dance and a ballet performance for us through the Celestial Dragon Guard, who are holding like champs right now. Cavalry being forced back, so many halberds being left on the field. It's looking a little bit bleak so far for the forces of Slaanesh. They are driving through that front line now. Marauders, as well as the Hell Scourgers, are dragging their way through Jade Warriors in the front, and some lovely play of the Furies as well, looking to rear charge enemy units. Now, the Dragon is going toe-to-toe with Nakari, but really do not write out Nakari whatsoever. Big breath attack once again coming in, because Nakari's a bit of a beast, and it looks like Zhao Ming maybe knows this. Has gone back into human form to try and do some more magic, but it's risky at the same time. I think being in the dragon form a little while longer may have allowed him to finish off Nakari, but with Wit Stealer Sword there, I understand the need to perhaps become a bit of a smaller target. Another whip comes cracking down. It looks like Jade Warriors are going to be breaking up there and fleeing, and the Celestial Dragon Guard are just about holding on. Balance power is very close to army losses for Slaanesh, but I think they're in a relatively okay spot. Peasant Longswordmen going to be going down. We have a load of Marauders who can start to wrap in and surround these elite remaining units. And there's a lot of Slaanesh still left on the field, although one or two more breath attacks like that are coming down the line, and maybe they won't be by the end. And the Kari is lucky enough to survive and will be healing up, of course, when enemy units do break near them. Zhao Ming doing a fantastic job, up to over 100 kills, but really does want to be beeline for Nakari, particularly in that dragon form if possible. Dragging down the enemy general now would almost certainly force armor losses, and units will start to break left, right, and center. Celestial Dragon Guard continue to fight nice and strong up against the Marauders. They are about to receive a nasty whip for their trouble, sending them sprawling in all different directions. Oh my god, that was so much carnage! Look how many kills that got, and it is just an absolute madness right down. Brothers are watching their family members die, and their warrior brethren who they fought for centuries alongside getting slaughtered, banished to the warp, or left to water the ground of Grand Cathay. It does look like the Jade Warriors are starting to give up, and the majority of the infantry of Grand Cathay is actually really struggling, but likewise is Slaanesh. More breath attacks coming in by Zhao Ming. He's impinged in place by narcissism, of course. He's manically laughing at himself in the reflection of a pool of blood. There's a classic Zhao Ming for you. It looks like we have some Hellstriders doing a decent job just chasing down and shattering units. This is really good, diligent play by the Slaanesh player in general. I'm very surprised at how drunk the balance of power is at the moment, but I suppose Zhao Ming's very healthy, and then Kari is struggling a little bit, up to 189 kills though, certainly not too shabby, and maybe Zhao Ming's going to want to transform into the dragon mode soon, and perhaps hunt down Nakari and try to finish him off for good, because all of the Cathay units are running to save their own skins right now. So is the majority of the Slaanesh forces. We have 16 Hellstriders, we have 57 Marauders here. Now, if their lord goes down, they will instantly break and rout at the sight of such a beautiful, majestic dragon. But Nakari's no slouch, 1,700 HP and rising because all the units currently breaking. Zhao Ming, though, does have 5.5k, so you'd expect him to do okay, but bogged down with a lot of these infantry units, perhaps there is hope yet, and the balance power is starting to push back more and more to an even playing field. And in comes the dragon, trying his best to snipe out Nakari. Lovely little bit of a slow-mo animations there, as he's looking at his butt right now rather than fighting him. Hey, we've all been there, Zhao Ming, but this is business. You got to do your thing. Sends people flying in different directions. Is getting bogged down by the enemy infantry though, and this is the one worry of leaving this kind of assassination attempt so late. We do get another breath attack come down, doing decent damage to Marauders, not quite so well cast as previously done. But Nakari with sweet story popped on him, the Wit Stealer Sword, he is slapping up Zhao Ming right now, and it's not even close, although Nakari does take a little hit there on the retreat. Can certainly cycle charge and come back in once more, and it looks like Acquiescence goes down on Zhao Ming, and he all of a sudden, look how quickly the balance power swung there as he does break and tries to save his Warpstone rattled mind. And it looks like it is a glorious victory there for the forces of Slaanesh. Well played to both these players. Super fun battle. That's the stuff I like to see. Very close indeed. Some good plays by both players. And I thought the generals performed really well for both of them. I mean, 3.6k for Nakari is scary. Over 200 kills. and a decent 2.1k for Zhao Ming really helped out the infantry of Grand Cathay. And he was struggling early doors. There was so much pressure on his ranged troops, and he lost the cannons very quickly. Lost the crossbowmen relatively fast as well, but still managed to grind out and continue to fight. Very impressed with the Celestial Dragon Guard and their durability in this fight. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a big fat juicy thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel as well for more content into the future. And comment down below what you thought of the battle. Loads of links in the description down below to Twitch, Patreon and Discord. Until next time, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.